Super Mayhem.
Hello friends, it's Tim here from Super Mayhem. Oh! And boy howdy, do we have a fun game hacking action video for you today. Well, I asked you all what your favourite NES Game Genie hacks were, and surprise surprise, it turns out most of your favourite cheat codes are Mario related. Anyone would think that this channel started out as a dedication to Super Mario or something.
Mamma mia!
Thank you so much to everyone that contributed with their cheats. You guys are legends and true Mayhemians. Having said all that, we do have a few different games on this list beside Mario that are truly exciting, especially for me as I hadn't played some of the games listed. So this will be a new NES dive for me, and hopefully we will all discover something wonderful. So be sure to smash a big like on this bad boy, share it with your friends, subscribe with notifications on, and be sure to leave a comment, maybe about your favourite Game Genie codes or something, and I might make a part 2 if we get enough. Anyway, on with the show. Starting off slowly, in just about a literal sense, Mike Mayberry suggested I take a look at the 1991 NES game Wolverine. Now how's this for a game design? For some reason when you use your claws, whilst you're attacking, as the beast, you cop damage yourself. You even lose health when there is no enemy there. What's up with that? Do the developers feel damage themselves when they move their arms out? Here's Wolverine for heaven's sake. He is like the X-Man. I couldn't even get past the first level.
Hey you, enemy, I'm gonna get ya! Ah ha ha!
Nah mate, you're gonna hurt yourself. What are you doing? I got places to be, man, come on. I've got time for a ciggy? Yeah, just a quick one. Just. Are Wolverine deaths tax deductible?
Ooh!
Oh, come on, mate. Look what you've done now.
I stabbed one too many. Oh!
Bloody X-Men. Anyway, thanks to Mike Mayberry, we were able to use the cheat code AAXGYLPA to counter this flaw in the design, and we are now able to attack with claws out without inflicting damage on ourselves. Well, that's at least until you take enough damage that your claws become inoperable. Praise be to the X-Men gods, if they have any that is. However, I found out why this happens though, and you only have to look at the game's developer, LJN. That rainbow of turd has spit out this horrible game where I literally died on the first pit the first 2 times I tried playing the game, and only got a little bit further with Mike's cheat. Don't bother with this tedious platforming mess, but if you do, use the cheat. And also, what's with these silver guys floating around? Are they using jetpacks? Or are their farts X-menified and giving them the power to fly? Far out, Brussels sprout. Mike also notes that it's difficult to top the Mario 3 debug code KKKZSPIU, which is a much better code and game, and I actually covered it in an earlier video. Here is a clip for those that haven't seen it.
This is pretty awesome, as in the intro screen you can select which world you would like to start on by going up and down on the directional pad, and you can give yourself 5 lives each time you hit the A button. You can see the lives taking effect by the graphical change in the logo here. The hack gets even better though, as when you're on the map screen you'll have a copy of each item in your inventory, as well as 2 rows of P-Wings. When you are in a level you can even cycle through different power-ups by hitting the select button. You can even use a slightly glitched Goomba's shoe at any time by holding B and then hitting select. If there is a God mode for Super Mario Bros 3, this is it.
Don't worry, we will cover more Mario codes soon, so stay tuned. For now though, we are going to head to some Muttly action and Aaliyah Clark's comment. Aaliyah Clark discovered some truly amazing cheats for the NES game Wacky Races that was released back in 1992. And it is also a game I have never played before and assumed by the name that there would be racing involved. However, it turns out that it's a platforming game. Before I go into the cheats, there's a couple of things about this game that need to be addressed. First off, is this not the best attack move you have ever seen in a game before? Muttly literally bites with all his fury at any enemy you want. Not only that, he can throw bombs and shoot barks too. This is one deadly mutt. Secondly, I'm pretty sure these guys stole the idea of using piranha plants to throw fireballs. Shameful. Thirdly, this has some ridiculous platforming action. Without cheats, I couldn't even get past the third part of the first world. And finally, how is this for a game over screen? Poor Muttly literally gets punched in the head. What the heck, Nintendo? All he's doing is laughing, for heaven's sake. But no, he has to take a few punches to the head for not doing his job done for Dastardly, who for some reason was chasing homing pigeons and then crashes his plane on the first level. Top quality storyline if ever I've heard one. Anyway, Aaliyah commented some sweet codes that we will now take a look at. So to skip all levels, enter XZAAIE. Aaliyah adds that you may need to push down at level B2. So unfortunately for me, this code didn't work at all and only showed a black screen. I suspect this may be a region specific code, as I was using the USA version of the game. The next one makes enemies appear at random, XYIAAE. This code had a seriously bizarre effect on the game for me. Every few seconds or every time I moved a certain amount of distance, I was immediately transported to what I think was different sections in the world I was in. Even the whales at one point were out of control too. Not being too familiar with the game, I am not completely sure, but I don't think you are meant to appear in different areas randomly, and certainly not end up in two separate boss fights. Having said this, it's a good code and worth a try. The third cheat kills you and makes you pink, and also locks up. PA. This code is accurate for sure, except I didn't get to see a pink Muttly. Instead, you just pop up from the bottom of the screen and immediately die. 5 out of 10. Aaliyah adds another cheat code that makes you fall through the ground and kills you. PA. First off, this code completely breaks the intro screen. Look at this mess. The music is going fine, but all hell is breaking loose on the screen. Once you press start though, this code was similar to the previous one, except this time you fall down from the sky and fall through the ground. I did manage to get a couple of bites in, but then I was toast, or dog biscuits or something. With tremendous excitement I tried Dancing Muttly, OYAAIA. I was looking forward to this code because the idea of any dog dancing is just amusing to me. However, I couldn't get it working, it just showed this grey garbled screen. Who earns? Onwards with Invisible Muttly When Still, NZAEAE. This code didn't seem to make me invisible, however there definitely was something glitchy going on here. For a start there was no music at all, only the jumping and sound effects and such. Also, I seemed to be able to get stuck in walls and there was the occasional flickery Muttly sprite, just above me, now and then. Also, this shifty looking bear shouldn't be flying around the screen and then walking on air. But who am I to judge? It is called Wacky Races after all. What is this sketch guy doing and why do his hands look like they are in pockets? Do bears have pockets? Turn Muttly into a zero. EYAEAA. This one just breaks the game completely. Like when you press start, it just shows this screen and plays a few sound effects, and that's it. You can't move, you can't pause, you can't do anything. Quality Game Genie breaking code, especially if you want to not play the game whilst playing the game. It's probably a region issue again. Oh well, Muttly will always be a 10 in my books anyway. Bouncing Muttly. YE. This Game Genie code definitely lived up to its name. You got it, a bouncing Muttly. It's pretty good, except it does make jumping difficult, as it seems like Muttly is kind of constantly doing little glitchy jumps, so you have to time your jumping with this in mind. It makes the game a lot harder for sure, but it's also funny when you use the floating ability. Anyway, that covers Aaliyah Clark's codes, so thanks so much for your submission and your introduction of this game to me. You are truly a legend. Davide Scarabaggio simply states Mario 3 Hammer Forever, which is a super awesome cheat code for Super Mario Bros 3. Simply enter XNKXGLIE into your Game Genie and you will not only start the game as Hammer Bros Mario, but you will even stay as Hammer Bro when you take damage. It's a sweet code because everyone loves to hammer things, especially Goombas and Koopas. Plus, it is also one of the rarer abilities you can obtain in the game, so it's fun to use it more. Glacier72 proposed the code OXKIPZOS plus APKSALAZ, which Glacier says lets you go anywhere on the maps in SMB3. I love glitches and it's a goldmine for me. Well, Glacier, my friend, you are an absolute legend. I don't think I've ever tried this cheat code before, and it is absolutely amazing. As you said, you can go just about everywhere on the map selection screen in Super Mario Bros 3. If you run into a Hammer Bros though, you will be forced to battle them, even in the special section of World 2, which I could easily glide over to. This has got to be one of the best Super Mario Bros 3 codes I've ever tried. Are you tired of World 1-1? Just zoom over to the castle and beat that. Don't want to deal with the Sandland? Just cruise over to the castle and beat that. Unfortunately, the Fire Bros ended up getting me in World 2, but it was funny to watch Mario fly back to the starting point since I hadn't beaten any of the worlds. Thanks a lot, Glacier72. GG. I really can't think of a good name, may not be able to think of a good name, but they do have the goods when it comes to 1994 Mega Man 6 Game Genie codes. They say, the GPSSXS Game Genie code in Mega Man 6 makes it so when Mega Man takes damage, the boss of the stage will fall from the sky. I found this out from Gemini Laser video. I'd recommend checking him out. This turned out to be a super interesting code. The first time I tried it, I got stuck running into a wall, but the next time I tried it, the moment I took damage, the ice boss appeared and was stuck himself. This obviously made it super easy to beat him, and I got the power up. However, when I tried this on the Plant Man, all hell broke loose. So I took some damage and he appeared, but then he decided he would fly off screen and make a break for it. So I ran around as half the level disappeared, and finally fell off the screen to my death. Just a warning before I go on, please be aware some seizure moments may occur in a few seconds. So once I respawned, the Plant Man did dash off again, and the game just started flashing with the ready text, a bunch of attacking sounds, and then I was stuck and had to restart the game. On the whole though, this is a sweet code, and I recommend you try it if you can. Just be careful where you take damage, as it may cause a boss glitch. Mario and Sonic fan also suggested any of the classic Mega Man games, so just in case the Mega Man 6 didn't hit the spot, here is one of my favourite Mega Man 2 Game Genie cheats. If you enter in PGEAKOPX in your Game Genie screen, your left and right controls will be swapped around, and you just kinda slide around the screen. It's pretty comical, but usually this code allows you to float through the air by repeatedly hitting the jump button. Jasshorn Reese simply states Kirby, which is a good answer. Here is one of my favourite cheats from Kirby's Adventure on the NES. This next one is a bit of an odd one, but it's really fun too. Enter the code PAZXVN and you are in for a wild ride. Basically, every time you inhale an enemy, you are sent through to the next door in that area. It's awesome fun to fly around through the levels, and you never know where you're gonna end up. It could be some glitched room where you just keep falling, or it could put you into an infinite loop. Definitely a code you will want to try if you're into Game Genie hacking. Enzo Neuschwagner and Nicholas Rumleski both thought the code YEAAAA for Super Mario Bros was a winner. Nicholas describes it as basically a corruption code, so we know we're in for some fun with this one. It turns out completely nuts! Goombas turn into headless Bowsers, there are scores all over the place, it randomly changes to nighttime, and I even froze the game when I got a star. Trying the Game Genie code again, Mario split into two pieces, the game slowed down considerably, and there were sound glitches and all kinds of weird stuff going on. If you enjoy breaking games, then this is a code for you. Kieran Watkins suggested two of their favourite Super Mario Bros. 1 NES Game Genie codes. We all know the classic code SXIOPO, which is amazing and will give Super Mario infinite lives. This is pretty handy if you are just trying to pass the game, or especially if you are trying some modified game style, like playing blindfolded, or as some kind of party game. This way you won't run out of lives when you inevitably die during your endeavours. Kieran also suggests a more fun code that is SUEISA, which Kieran describes as giving you a power up every time you touch an enemy, as long as it isn't a fire bar. This code is a lot of fun. Take that first Goomba, Now I'm a big man that I always knew I could be. You upgrade your power up with every enemy you touch, so you are Fire Mario within the first few seconds of the game. I noticed something else interesting about this code. Once you get a 1-up, whenever you touch an enemy, you gain another 1-up. So not only is this a sweet power up code, but it is also a sweet extra life code. Thanks a lot for your submissions, Kieran. Trisha One Love submitted the following. As a kid, my favourite was the code that would let me jump as high as I wanted, so I would basically fly through any game with zero gravity jumping. These kind of cheats have always been my favourite too, Trisha. A kind of cool example of this cheat can be found in Super Mario Bros 1 in varying degrees. I think my favourite is the 2-line code YAZURG and then APZLTG. With this cheat code in place, not only can you jump much higher, but you also kind of float because the gravity has changed. With just a few pushes of A and across, you will have passed 1-1 in seconds. Kyle Davis Video Game Collector submitted this comment. This double music code, NEAYOA, and then ZUVNXA for Super Mario Bros. This turned out to be really cool actually. It adds a lot more depth to our favourite Mario Overworld theme. It's a bit bassier or something, but it sounds great and enhances the game's sound. Kyle also adds that the code Stanley, STANLY, gives it some more flair. So this Stanley Game Genie code is also a pretty sweet music code. It almost adds a kind of round to the theme in parts, and then adds in some wacky melodies over the top. Have a jam, it's pretty cool. Gordon and Carson Gaming chimed in with PIGPOG for the original SMB. I don't even know how to describe it, but go into a pipe in 1-1 for a random level, but this might take a few tries. Well, I have tried this code before, but I never tried going down pipes, so this was an adventure. Well, you die on the title screen like usual, which is always a good sign, and then you get the standard flying Koopa Troopers, fire sticks you can't not get hit by, and random lifts throughout the first level. But I had some trouble going down pipes, as I was redirected to the start of the level again most of the time. However, I think after getting hit by a red Koopa in World 1-1, I did go down the pipe, and this time I was transported to World 1-2. This was sweet as the HUD still claimed I was in 1-1, but then the game froze on me, so bugger. And finally, Ryu Hako commented one of the coolest SMB codes there is. Ryu says, I heard if you put STAGEO in Super Mario Bros, that Goombas will throw hammers. So first off, I have to say I friggin' hate Hammer Bros. They are like the worst thing in Super Mario Bros. 1. And this code bloody turns Goombas into homing Hammer Bros that really squeeze out those hammers. I mean, look at them. They literally turn flat and then dispense a friggin' hammer. Plus, they can go through pipes and even hover upside down. It reminds me of the code XYAGEO that I covered in my first Super Mario Bros. 1 hacking video. It's a great code if you like to die a lot. Anyway, that's it for today, my friends. I really hope you enjoyed checking out some of your favourite NES Game Genie codes. I thought they were great, and I'm so thankful for your submissions. If you enjoyed it too, then be sure to smash a big fat thumbs up on this video, subscribe with notifications on, and also be sure to share it with your friends. I'm sure they will love it too. Don't forget to leave a comment as well. I read all of them and really enjoy them. And that's it for today. I'll catch you soon.